You are scared. And you don't even know it. Scared of being alone. But why are we so afraid of it? Let's start by defining what it means to be alone. Being alone is a state of being physically or emotionally separate from others. It's when an individual is by themselves without the immediate presence or interaction of other people. However, it's important to note that being alone doesn't necessarily mean being lonely. Solitude can be a chosen state offering opportunities for self-reflection, personal growth, and inner peace. The solution to face this fear is embracing solitude, as it can be beneficial for our mental and emotional well-being. You know how plants need space to grow? Same with us. When you're alone, you've got this incredible chance to work on yourself. Now imagine your normal routine, scrolling on your phone, checking your feed, the screen goes black and you see your reflection hunched over with a double chin and just like,
Yep, that guy again.
Like honestly, who actually wants to be in that state? Because I don't. And if you don't either, then the first step is to embrace reality. That's when you won't look like an unemployed goblin. Maybe you'll pick up that hobby you've been putting off or finally tackle those goals you've been dreaming about. And my personal experience when I first embraced solitude was that I realized something, that there was a lot of unsolved problems and thought processes I had. But through reflecting, I was able to melt away layers which concealed the true roots of my challenges. At first it was uncomfortable, obviously, but as time goes on, you learn more about yourself and become more confident as you unveil who you truly are. Solitude helped me realize that it's not a form of isolation, but rather a long-term investment in yourself, and the reward being the growth of your character. We all know why we are more lonely than ever due to our phones. We've all heard it 1,000 times. And the general gist always points to how people don't reflect on their problems and they choose to ignore them and seek distractions as an alternative. One thing most people don't know is the difference between being alone and loneliness. The key distinction is that being alone is a state of being by yourself, often by choice, while loneliness is the feeling of isolation that can occur even in the presence of others. But what if we flip the script and saw solitude as a chance for growth and clarity? So here's what I'm doing, and I challenge you to try it as well. Take 10 minutes a day, no phone, no distractions, just you and your thoughts. You guys probably experienced having a friend on their phone because there was a second of silence, scrolling away or checking his messages because they need to fill in the silence. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Social media promised to bring us closer together, but let's be real, it's often doing the opposite. We're all guilty of it. We scroll through perfectly filtered Instagram posts and carefully crafted tweets, comparing our messy, real lives to these highlight reels. It's like watching a movie where everyone else seems to have it all figured out while you're sitting there feeling like an absolute loser who has nothing going on. The craziest part, we are more connected than ever before, but these connections are often shallow. And here's where it gets really interesting. This constant accessibility to others through our phones and social media has actually made us worse at being present with people in real life. We're physically there, but mentally, not really. We're somewhere else entirely, lost in our digital world when we're surrounded by others. You need to contemplate. Just by thinking, your life will dramatically improve. We need to normalize contemplation. Last week I was walking home late from the gym. Headphones in, playlist on. It was quiet. Just me in the night. But for some reason, I felt this wave of unease. It hit me. Even the music I was listening to wasn't just for entertainment. It was a distraction from my thoughts, my feelings, and from just being alone. This grown societal fear has caused me and many others to not even realize their self-soothing acts to avoid the thought of being alone. But here's some solutions I thought of. One is just spending some time alone. Start small, 10 minutes a day with no phone, no music, no distractions, just you and your thoughts. Another thing is journaling and contemplating things, writing them down, what you're feeling and thinking. That can also be very effective. Over time you'll naturally start to figure out more information on yourself and notice patterns. You can also work on a solo hobby, whether it's hiking, painting, or just reading. Find something you enjoy. It's a way to rediscover what truly makes you happy, instead of just distracting yourself on your phone. In fact, I want you to let me know what you do just to contemplate things you've done for the day. I'm really curious to see if any of you implement any other solutions. Last thing I would suggest is to reframe your mindset. A very good book I strongly recommend is reading Mindset by Carl Dweck. I've read this book and honestly, it's helped me so much with reframing and gaining an in-depth understanding on the different mindsets, which are growth and fixed. If you guys also like to have a video on an in-depth explanation, you guys can let me know. Anyway, some changes I want to implement is to try spend some time isolated and to get to understand myself to a greater extent. Through this isolation, I want to cultivate, information on myself, embracing the fact that I am alone. We all are. No one is inside our minds and our thoughts or our emotions. So I think it's important for us to at least work towards this fear and better ourselves. And remember, being alone is a gift, an opportunity to know yourself better and grow in ways which will make your future self grateful.